Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you explain how the live portrait works. This is a very interesting project actually. The project is about efficient portrait animation with stitching and retargeting control. So we will dive into that for sure from now on. So let's start. So over here, I have covered overview and related work, method and structure, as well as custom experiments and the results. Let's start with the overview. Let's take a look at the architecture of the model. So basically how it works. The way it works actually is pretty straightforward, is that we have two extractors. We have appearance and motion extractor. So what these basically do is that appearance extractor apparently extracts the okay. Uh, just a second. Appearance extractor apparently extracts the intricate patterns of the photo, and the motion extractor extracts the motion in the video. So the way the application, the model works is actually you provide it with the photo alongside with the driving video. So basically, the photo is taken, and the movements from the driving video are being tried to apply to the photo so that the photo will be kind of animated. We will take a look at the examples soon. So this is how it works actually. Then it goes to the warping model. The warping model puts together the appearance extracted and the motion that was extracted. Then it puts everything into the decoder. The decoder is the part where the animation itself actually is generated. So yeah, we have as well over here we have as well some other apparently some other stuff from the architecture. We have some retargeting modules, stitching module, eyes retargeting module, and lip retargeting model for the more control of the model. So what it tries to solve actually, now, first of all, the problem was in the efficiency because the existing models were actually pretty slow. That was the problem. And LivePortrait is much faster, reaching 2.8 milliseconds inference on the RTX 4090 GPU. Also, it provides controllability. Diffusion models often lack precise control. So LivePortrait introduces stitching and retargeting models for fine-grained control over eyes, lips, and background alignment. Generalization. Many models struggle to animate style portraits. So LivePortrait uses a mixed image video training strategy to improve generalization. And vivid expressions, some implicit key point methods have difficulty with subtle expressions like eye movements. LivePortrait uses landmark guidance during training to improve expression accuracy. So yeah, let's move on to the architecture. We have the base model and the stitching and retargeting models. So the base model is taken as the vid to vid. It has appearance extractor, motion extractor, warping module, and decoder. All these components are taken from the base model. And the thing that was enhanced is the addition of the stitching and eyes and lip retargeting models that provide us with more control over the model. So we will come back to that in the examples. So let's take a look at the demo. So yeah, this is how it works actually. So we provide some video that are like on the left side, and Stephen Curry, apparently I took his image from the internet, and like this is how it works actually. So the driving video is on the left side, and like I took the photo from of the Steph Curry, and this is on the right side, and this is how it works. On the very last video, as you can see, it is not that much smooth because the motion is apparently very fast. So, but nonetheless, it works pretty impressive in my opinion. So also this is about the retargeting. So yeah, I took the photo of Lando Norris. So what the retargeting does is that you can actually control the photo you have actually. You can open the eyes of the person like who is on the portrait, Also, you can control the lip open ratio. So in this example specifically, we have the eyes open ratio of 0.35 and the target lip open ratio of 0.13. So yeah, apparently on the left side, we have the input, and on the right side, we have the output, which is pretty impressive actually, and looks pretty natural. Yeah, by the way, you can find some link to the live demo. In fact, you will be able to test it out yourself on the Hugging Face Spaces website, which provides a straightforward interface to test the application. So what we learned, what worked and what didn't. So at first, the developers themselves, they actually say that the styled images retargeting generation is not that much good. By styled images, we mean images related to anime, some stylish, not realistic images. And this is the input. This is the retargeting result, and this is the paste back result. So by the way, do not pay attention to this black stuff like over here. It is okay. This is just an intermediate image. This is the final output. But as you can see, the brows over here do not seem natural. This is the problem over here, specifically related to the styled images themselves. So yeah, this is the parameters I chose. And real images as a comparison to styled images. So yeah, previously we had the styled ones and now we have the real one. So like, yeah, over here, we do not apparently see I do not personally see any problems with the eyebrows. Maybe a tiny one, the tiny problem is on the right eye, but like of the person, but like, I don't think it is a problem. So yeah, this is the parameters that were used, and like to conclude, as we can see, the real images work way better with the model, like in comparison to the styled ones. So this is the recommended practices by the authors. At first, ethical implications of portrait animations. Of course, they acknowledge the potential misuse of the technology for creating deepfakes, certainly. Limitations of the model. While LivePortrait performs well in many cases, they point out that it is still struggles with large pose variations in cross reenactment. This is when animating a source face with a driving video that has significantly different head poses that can lead to artifacts. This is actually an example that we saw with the Steph Curry in the third video. Yeah, there were some like weird movements, not the artifacts, but some weird movements, and Jira with the significant shoulder movements. We haven't seen that one in the examples, but in fact, that is a problem. So future research directions also specified by the authors. Like the authors suggest further research on addressing the limitations, particularly on improving the handling of large pose variations and achieving smoother results with complex body movements. So comparison with other models. So as you can see, this was cited, by the way, from the academic paper of the model. The framework that was used is non-diffusion framework. As you can see, there were some other non-diffusion frameworks as well. But concerning the generation ability, it has 4 stars. Like this is how the authors rated. Inference efficiency. I mean, XPortrait seems pretty interesting with 5 star on the generation ability, but apparently it struggles with the inference efficiency. Additionally, it doesn't have the stitching. I mean, none of these have the stitching, eyes retargeting, and lip retargeting controllability, which is pretty useful in my opinion. Like as we can see, like yeah, so you can basically close the eyes of the person. You can open up the mouth of the person, like which is pretty natural and useful in my opinion. But others do not have this kind of interface, while the LivePortrait certainly has. So to conclude, the advantages are, first of all, speed and efficiency, precise control, as we saw, the stitching and retargeting modules, offer fine-grained control over the animation, style versatility. The model demonstrates robust generalization, capably animating both realistic and stylized portraits, but it struggles a bit with the stylized, as we saw in the example with the anime photo. The disadvantages are pose limitations, occasional jitter, and future refinement. Yeah, this is basically for the future. So pose animations for the LivePortrait's performance can falter when faced with extreme pose variations between the source portrait and driving videos. Occasional jitter, the stitching and retargeting modules offer fine-grained control over the animations So yeah, basically these are the references, and additionally there is a Colab link. Um, yeah, so anyone can basically test out the application. You can either test it out on the Hugging Face demo provided by the developers, or on the Colab link that you see on the screen. Here are some references: GitHub repo and the academic paper.